In this video, we will discuss how to set first route on controller's action method. See here, inside this controllers folder, we have first controller. To understand the concept of routing, let's add one more controller in this application. So right click on controllers folder, then click add, then controller. Here, see here, right side, we have installed, then common, then we have to select API. We have MVC controller also, but we will focus on API only in our video series. So here we have three templates: API controller empty, API controller with read write actions, API controller with actions using entity framework. These templates are basically used for scaffolding concepts. If you are using the first one, you will get empty template. With the second template, you will get one controller with read write actions. If you are working with entity framework, then you can use this template. Since we are learning from scratch, so we need to focus on empty only. So choose this empty controller, then click add. See here, by default, we have controller name with a suffix controller. You can change the controller name or keep as it is. Now I am going to change this name as student controller. Then click add. Here we got our student controller. This controller is directly inherited from controller base class. We are using API controller attribute and route attribute. Inside this controller, let's add two methods, simple two methods. Public string method name will be get all, return. Here we will show some text as output message. Let's say hello from get all. Then copy this method, paste it below that, change the name, method name, get all names. Here change the output text also, get all names. Now, don't concentrate on the return type and the data that we are returning from the action method. We need to focus on routing only. Basically, the routing is mapping the incoming request for the particular action method. To work with attribute routing in ASP.NET Core web application, we need to use route attribute. So let me remove this route attribute from here and let me add route here. We need to use square bracket to use route attribute. Inside this square bracket, we need to write route. Now, let's see the definition of this route. Right click, then click go to definition. See here, the route attribute is a class. This class is inherited from attribute and iRoute template provider. This is the constructor of the route attribute class. Inside this constructor, we have to define the template. The constructor of the route attribute class takes the template as an input parameter. Here the template is nothing, just it is a URL that we are expecting from the client and it cannot be null. Okay, now go to the student controller. Here simply we can define get all. Now copy this route attribute and paste it here. Then change the URL as get all names. This is how we can define route in ASP.NET Core web application. Now save the changes and run this application. Now append the first URL, that is get all, press enter. We have the message hello from get all. Okay, now second URL get all names, press enter. We got the output from second method. Okay, now let's add API in these routes. Okay, here API forward slash API then forward slash. Okay. Now this is your choice. If you want to append it, you can. If you don't want to append it, there is no problem. Now stop the execution and run the application again. Now let's try to access the URL get all. We got the error because this get all URL doesn't exist. Let's append API here, API then slash get all. We got the output from get all method. Then second method, so we got the output from both the methods. This is how we can define the simplest route to our action method. Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. See you there in next video.